Hello everyone, I'm Alex Nogales, President and CEO of the National Hispanic Media Coalition. Well, we had our Impact Awards Gala on Friday, February the 24th, and it was a great success. Our honorees were Jaime Tabú Gómez, Cesar Millan, Aubrey Plaza, Efren Ramirez, Benjamin Bratt, Michelle Rodriguez, and Chris Wise. Each and every one of them was gracious and had something significant to say. Our MCs for the evening were the charming Claudia Basols and Rob Schneider from the CBS show Rob, who, as many of you know, has an outstanding number of Latino regulars that include Cheech Marin, Diana Maria Riva, Eugenio Derbez, and one of my favorite Latina actresses, Lupe Ontiveros. Our first awardee for outstanding advocacy for the Latino community was Jaime Tabú Gómez, one of the outstanding members of the global chart-topping sensation, the Black Eyed Peas.
You want to know what the best thing about tonight is? Tonight, I am no longer the Asian guy from the Black Eyed Peas. Man, for many years, I've always wondered when the time would come that I would be embraced by my community. I have done many things throughout my career to try to prove how much my community is important to me. That was for my grandmother, Aurora Cifuentes, who instilled culture, pride, and honor. She was a Mexican Shoshone from Arizona, and that's why I did One Heart, One Beat. I stood up for something that I believed in. I stood up against racism, and I did that for my grandmother because she was a victim of racism. For me as a Mexican American, I have a lot of power to speak to the world because of my group. And it gives me great pleasure to represent my people in a positive, in a classy, and in a beautiful way.
He is an exceptional young man with a heart of gold, intent on giving back to the Latino community, and I celebrate him. Next, we honored someone dog lovers everywhere know and love, Cesar Millan, also known as the Dog Whisperer.
I want to share with you how I actually decided, instead of training dogs, I want to be a dog trainer, not a people trainer, right? So this is what I did. So I go to somebody's house, knock on the door. Everything was quiet until I knock on the door. Seriously. So after I knock on the door, I hear this. Seriously. And then I hear people. And then the next thing is, get the dog! It's a big production to open the door in America. It's a big production, right? And in the meantime, I'm outside waiting 10 minutes. Then, put him in the bathroom! The third thing is, but stay calm! Then they open the door this much. Right? And then I thought it was because I was a Mexican, they opened the door this much. It's like, wow, they really don't trust me here, right? How do they know I have no papers, right? And then, but then, the next thing is, they don't ask your name. They tell you, don't say walk. Spell it. I was learning English. I didn't know how to spell. So that's when I decided, after I 30 minutes later, I came through the door, squeezed through the door. That's when I said, you know what, I'm not going to train dogs, I'm just going to train people.
Next was someone with an incredible amount of deadpan humor that has an obsessive number of male fans who can't stop texting about her, and I know this firsthand from Parks and Recreation, the beautiful Aubrey Plaza received an Impact Award for Outstanding Performance in a Television Series.
This is, I think, the first award I've ever won in the industry, so I'm very honored to get it from the NHMC, and I'm very grateful to organizations like this whose tremendous efforts and support go towards breaking down negative stereotypes toward the Latino culture. And fortunately, or whatever, I've never had to face these stereotypes because no one ever believes I'm Puerto Rican. But now I have proof, which is why I'm here. So thank you, NHMC, for that. And I'm a proud Puerto Rican Irish girl. I'd like to dedicate this to my dominant Puerto Rican side of my family, who are back east. They're very proud of me, and I wish they were here seeing this. And my DT Susie told me to say, Boricua pero que lo sepa.
A lovely, young, and talented woman. Next was Efren Ramirez, who was honored for outstanding performance in an animated television series. You will all remember that he became a cult celebrity for his portrayal of Pedro in the feature Napoleon Dynamite. And to this day, Efren's picture is found on Vote for Pedro t-shirts worn by people of all ages all over the world. That celebrity status has only increased now that the character has come alive once again in the animated series.
I will take this award as a reminder and in recognition that we all have a constant responsibility to educate, to teach, and to create positive messages to not only the Latino community, which is the Latino community is really large in this nation, but to our society as a whole. I not only speak to you, but to the media, to all the reporters, to the networks, and to the studios. We either grow together and fight together, or see our generation and next fade away. I think we all can do this together.
Benjamin Bratt. What superlative can't be used to describe the talent of this exceptional actor? He received his Impact Award for his outstanding performance in a television series and had this to say upon receiving it.
I think every single one of us, whether we're an actor or in the media or not, all of us on some level want to feel like we are doing some good in the world and bringing something positive to our community. And so with this recognition, you make me feel that I just might possibly be achieving that, and that is immensely gratifying to me, so I really want to thank you for that. So all of you here tonight from these major media conglomerates, I would encourage you to take their lead, because they understand that as American people, we really are at the end of the day all the same. We all have the same desires and wishes and dreams for ourselves and our children and our elders, and the Latino community is certainly no different.
Next, we went to the beautiful and versatile actress known for portraying intriguing female characters that combine her tough girl physicality with an exceptional beauty and natural sex appeal. For outstanding performance in a motion picture, the lovely Michelle Rodriguez.
We're dream weavers, and those are the words of Susan Sarandon a long time ago, and I took them to heart, because when I first walked into a movie theater and I saw a film, it was Los Tres Amigos. It was the first time I ever saw a film in a movie theater. And I just remember how inspired I was to think outside of the box, to think outside of Jersey City, to think outside of the slum I lived in, or outside of the circle of my tribe, which is my Dominican Puerto Rican family. You know, I think it's so important to dream and to make films and inspire more people to dream. And I just really, really thank you for seeing me for who I really am. And it's not a fight at the end of the day. It's about addressing universal law, that we're all human and we're all beautiful, and one day we're all going to unite, and it's going to be all about love. Not to be cheesy or anything, even though that was kind of cheesy. But you know what I mean, you know what I mean? De todo corazón, mucho amor. Gracias.
Finally, we honor Chris Wise for outstanding direction in a motion picture, and surprise Chris by having his friend and lead actor, Academy Award nominee for Best Actor, Damian Bichir, give him his award for his direction in their little gem of a film, A Better Life.
I really want to thank you all for inviting me to be here tonight. My agents called me one day and they told me, Chris Wise wants to meet you. There's this audition for New Moon and he wants you to try for a vampire. I remember when we had this audition, there were 3 scenes, and one of those scenes was the clip that you just saw. And before going into that scene, he told me, okay, let's do now your Oscar scene. And I said, thanks for the pressure, man. It's just because one name, Chris Wise, made it all happen. And all I can say is that we deserved more nominations, not only mine. The film is beautiful, and you made it happen. Chris Wise, it's an honor to be your friend.
And I'm deeply grateful because the strength of this movie is in Damian's performance. And, well, of course, I want to thank the NHMC. I also want to thank the Academy for putting a Mexican actor where he belongs with the very best in the world. When I started doing this film, I just thought, oh, this is a great script, and it's going to be a really good movie, and then people will like me. And then, you know, Damian performed beautifully, and the film came out, and it did sort of, and then people started calling from DC, and they said, come to this and that conference, and come meet this congressman. And Damian and I went to the White House, and we met with Senator Durbin, who's supporting the DREAM Act. Yep. And in order to not seem like a complete jackass, I thought I should learn a bit about the immigration situation. And I realized that people aren't really telling the truth, that the jobs that people have lost are not the same as the jobs that our very hard-working fellow human beings are doing in this country, making life better for everyone. So I'll accept this on their behalf for the indocumentados. And I am deeply, deeply grateful, and I will now allow you to go home, but with great thanks. Thank you very much.
All right, those were the people that we honored this year. And remember, we don't honor these individuals just simply because of their artistic talent. We also honor them for their civil rights activities, for their advocacy for the Latino community. Each and every one of the individuals that we honored this year do exactly that. They immerse themselves in our community to see how they can make a better one, how they can give a better portrayal to the outside world. Because remember, when everything is said and done, how we are perceived will always be the way that we are treated. Next year, February, we will hold our next Impact Awards, and I hope that you will join us at that point, which is on the last Friday of each February. Hasta entonces, goodbye.